Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Reads Comics. Today I'll be covering Who's Who in the DC Universe, Update 87, issue number 3, published in 1987 by DC Comics. We've got a really nice Eduardo Barreto cover featuring all of the characters who will be featured in this issue, which covers the Gray Man all the way down to Lion Mane. So, very nice cover here. I think Ed Barreto at this point had taken over New Teen Titans from Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, or maybe, I think he's probably well into his run on the Titans book. He did a number of issues for Titans. Great DC artist. I mean, I think he did the bulk of his work for DC. He may have done a few things for Marvel or other companies, but I associate Eduardo Barreto with DC Comics. You can always chime in the comments. Let me know if you're familiar with Mr. Barreto's work from another company. Love to hear from folks who watch these videos. Okay, so we have a few letters here in the front piece. Who's Who letters. Robert Greenberger's still the editor here. And a host of other folks have contributed writing to this and other creative energy. So we'll quickly list them. Todd Klein, Paul Kupperberg, Paul Levitz, John Ostrander, Bob Brzakis, Len Wein, Peter Sanderson, Steve Bove, Anthony Tolan. Anthony does all the colors. Art Young, and of course, Eduardo Barreto on the cover. So yeah, folks just writing in, picking out mistakes. Nothing super notable here, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these letters. Let's just move on to the entries, which is really what we all want to see and cover here. We've got, starting off, the Gray Man. First appearance, Justice League number 2. This would have been the new Justice League with Kevin Maguire. We have a great Kevin Maguire doing the artwork on that Justice League incarnation, but this is Mark Beecham here on this beautiful artwork for the Gray Man. It was a really creepy and cool story that he was introduced in. Next up, the Green Lantern Corps with that very recognizable, stylized Joe Staton artwork. Great looking crew of humans and aliens, the Green Lantern Corps, very cool. Of course, there's Chip. We covered him in the previous issue on the show. Guardians of the Universe are next up. More artwork by Joe Staton. Their first appearance was Green Lantern, second series, number 1. I should add that the Green Lantern Corps first appears in Green Lantern 201. I think it takes over the title of the book. Green Lantern becomes Green Lantern Corps. Next up, we have Hazard. I almost couldn't read it because they used the dice to kind of hide her name. And this is some great Todd McFarlane, Al Gordon artwork. She was an Infinity Inc. foe, I believe. Infinity Inc. 34 is her first appearance. Alter ego, Rebecca Becky Sharp. Great, get it? Card Sharp. I love how the dice are kind of woven into this whole design of Todd McFarlane. Really great stuff. Early Todd McFarlane work here. She had psionic powers that use in conjunction with her special dice to influence probability. Next up, we have Haimon, another Kirby character. First appeared Mr. Miracle number 9. Art by Richard Howe and Greg Thexton. So we may be getting beyond the point where Jack Kirby now is contributing actual pieces to this, which is kind of sad. Because if you'll recall, in our first 26 issues of the original Who's Who, we had a lot of Kirby being inked by a number of great inkers, including Greg Thexton. But now Richard Howe is kind of aping that Kirby style for Haimon. Next up, Hippolyta, artwork by George Perez. Of course, he's handling Wonder Woman at this point. Very cool, lovely drawing of Hippolyta. First appearance, Wonder Woman, second series, number 1. Next up, we have the Host. Great artwork here by John Byrne. This is one of those new Superman villains. Superman, second series, number 5. Was his first appearance. And you can see some great John Byrne action sequences here too. Just you look at this page, you just know it's John Byrne. If you've read comics in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you would just know that John Byrne is so distinguishable. I love this next one, the hybrid, really cool DC supervillain team. Incredibly, there's a ton of them. And of course, a lot of new characters, but we have Mento on this team from the Doom Patrol. And this is some great Eduardo Barreto artwork. And their first appearance, some of them first appeared in New Teen Titans 24, and others appeared in Blue Beetle 11 and 12. And of course, Mento appeared early on in the Doom Patrol limited series. But yeah, great looking team. These are some fun issues, well worth covering when they show up in Blue Beetle. Ian Carcole is up next. Art by Greg Brooks. First appearance, More Fun Comics 69. Whenever you see a title like that, you know this character is storied. He's been around a long time. Next up, we have Icicle, Todd McFarlane and Al Gordon. Again, another Infinity Inc. villain. His first appearance was Infinity Inc. 34. So he was on the same team as Hazard. Speak of the Devil, here is Infinity Inc. Great looking entry here by artist Vince Argondesi, who was doing a lot of All-Star Squadron and I think some Infinity Inc. at that point. A very cool looking team here. I always loved Infinity Inc. I was there at the beginning with those great Jerry Ordway issues, and I stuck with the team for a long time, all the way through Todd McFarlane's run on the title as well. Their first appearance is All-Star Squadron 25. Next up, Injustice Unlimited. And of course, these are the folks who Icicle and Hazard are part of. And their first appearance was Infinity Inc. 34. Jerome Moore and Carl Kessel. Nice artwork there from those two. Next up, Iron Monroe. First appearance, Young All-Stars #1. Art by Howard Simpson, Malcolm Jones III. Iron Monroe possessed superhuman strength, but its exact limit is not known. He could run 70 miles per hour or more and could cover 1/8 of a mile in a single leap. So yeah, great, super strong character for the Young All-Stars, Iron Monroe. Next up, probably my favorite entry in this particular issue, the Jihad, those awesome Suicide Squad villains from the initial story, the Trial by Fire story. Great artwork here by Carl Kessel and Luke McDonnell. Seminal Suicide Squad artists. Really cool. They're Jotunheim, their base listed here. Their first appearance is Suicide Squad #1. The members are Chimera, Jin, Jakuli, Manticore, Robin, and Rustum. But Chimera was actually secretly Nightshade in disguise, which, Ostrander, his run on Suicide Squad with all the artists he worked with was just masterful. And should cover it on the show, and I will at some point. It's just an important series to me, and I want to do it justice. Next up, first appearing in Swamp Thing #37. Try to find that issue now for cheap. You won't. John Constantine. And this one is uncredited. I think that's obviously just a mistake. If I had to guess, I would say it was John Ridgway who did this. Very much looks like John Ridgway artwork here. So we'll move on, and we get the new Justice League, and we know this is Kevin Maguire, Terry Austin artwork. Man, this is great. First appearance, Brave and the Bold, #28 for the original Justice League, but these folks came out of Legends. So Crisis ended, and then about roughly a year later, they ran Legends. That kind of rebooted some of the DC characters, and Justice League came out of that. Suicide Squad also came out of that as well. And I've covered Legends on the show, early on in the show. Check those old issues or episodes of Scott Reed's Comics. They're there. Yeah, incredible lineup here. Very cool. I love this Kevin Maguire artwork. Next up, Kalki. First appearance, Doom Patrol #1. So that'd be Doom Patrol Volume 3, #1. The great Paul Kupperberg, Steve Lytle. I think that team went through the first 5 issues. Then there were creative differences, and Steve Lytle left. And Eric Larson came on. And then Graham Nolan came on. And then it got taken over by Grant Morrison. And things got really cool, weird, and strange when that writer came on. But Kalki, Alter Ego, Ashok Desai, and his first appearance, as we said, was Doom Patrol 1, Volume 3, Number 1. Next up, Kanto. Again, with Richard Howe and Greg Thexton doing a very credible Kirby impersonation here. Nice job. His first appearance was Mr. Miracle, Number 7. Katmatui is up next with art by Joe Staton. And her first appearance was Green Lantern number 30. Very cool Green Lantern, always liked her. Oh, wow, I was almost going to say this is Bill Sienkiewicz, but this is a Kilgore with artwork by Jackson Geis and Jack Torrance. Oh, yeah, I can definitely see the Jackson Geis up here now. Just this figure work here threw me a bit. Really great. Machine Enemy. Here's Kilowog. Boy, Joe Staton is heavily represented in this issue. Doing the artwork here on Kilowog and all the Green Lantern stuff. His first appearance was Green Lantern Corps 201. So, yeah. He had that massive super strength in addition to his Green Lantern ring. Next up, Kite Man. I have the hero clicks for this figure and for this character, and it's totally awesome. Love it. Name Charles Chuck Brown. More artwork by Richard Howell, this time inked by Murphy Anderson. I always wanted this guy to be in Suicide Squad. He never was. I would have loved to seen him get offed in Suicide Squad. Krypton and Kryptonite. Nice entry on that from John Byrne, 2-pager. Of course, Kryptonite first appears in Action Comics number 1 along with Superman. Next up, Lady Blackhawk with a gorgeous Brian Boland art piece here and background art. Really nice. First appearance, Blackhawk 133. Then we have Lady Shiva, drawn by Jan Duursema. Really nice artwork. Her first appearance, Richard Dragon, Kung Fu Fighter number 5. And we get the Legion of Substitute Heroes, which does include the second Karate Kid. Really cool. Bouncing Boy, Comet Queen, Cosmic Boy, and Night Girl. Greg LaRocque and Mike DiCarlo do the artwork for this one. They were the regular Legion team at this point in '87. Next, we have Lex Luthor with art by John Byrne. Of course, he's on the title at this point, doing all the Superman-related characters. And finally, we finish with Lion Mane, artwork by Richard Howell and Don Heck. So Richard Howell is at least 4 or 5 pieces in this issue. Edward Dawson is his alter ego. First appearance, Hawkman, first series, number 20. He possesses incredible strength and remarkable agility for his size and weight. He also has somehow developed a power to create a vacuum in a confined area. Oh, that's interesting. This is his origin, I guess, here. Really cool. So nice way to finish up. Love that logo there with the claw marks through the name. Very cool. We have our inside back cover showing some of the issues where these characters will be appearing, including the Gray Man in Justice League number 6. So very cool stuff. That is it, folks. That is Who's Who in the DC Universe, Update 87, Volume 3. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. Tell your friends, and I'll bring you more soon on Scott Reads Comics. Thanks for watching.